A very good morning, dear students. Welcome back to your social science class. Dear students, today let us start. Let us continue chapter 19, the freedom movement of India. Chapter 19, the freedom movement of India. Already in previous class, we discussed about this chapter and we have seen the social reformers and the international congress and the radicals. This all we have discussed in the previous class. And in today, now let us start or we can discuss the partition of Bengal, how the Bengal it has done the partition or how they divided the British people, how they divided Bengal. And we can see the British were afraid of the growing popularity of the International Congress. The British people, they were very afraid because now the International Congress, the popularity now it is increasing or it is growing. By seeing that, the British people, they were very afraid, and as a result, what they did, the British adopted a divide and the rule policy. The British people, because the international congress now the population is increasing, because of that, as a result, the British people they did the they adopted the divide and the rule policy. So what they did, the British government in 1905 they divided the Bengal into two parts. In 1905, the British people they divided the Bengal into two parts. We can see one for the Muslims and other part for the Hindus. So they divided the Bengal into two parts. One part for the Muslims and the other part for the Hindus. And also this gave the rise to mass protests across the country. So because of this, the division, the India in our country, it gave some problems. And the people, the boycott British goods and pledged to wear the homespun cloth. So the Indian people, they were thinking that to stop the British goods, the what all the British things they are bringing, this all to stop and to wear the homespun cloth. What are the cloth we are making in India to wear that? And the Congress launched the Swadeshi movement against the partition. And we can see that the Congress, they started to do the Swadeshi movement, and there were huge bonfires of the British goods, and the British goods and all it is got the burning burnt, and the British tried to suppress the movement. So the British people they are trying to stop this movement, and that is the partition of Bengal. The partition of Bengal, we have seen that the British people they divided the Bengal into two parts, and they gave one for the Muslims and other part for the Hindus, and this made the Indian people to this got some the mass protests, and they started to do the against the British people. And next we can see the revolutionaries. Who is the revolutionaries? We can see the revolutionaries were the leaders who believed that the British could be overthrown only by force. The leaders they believed that the British people they can overthrow only by the force only they can go from here. So they formed the small secret groups, and the members were trained to use arms. So they are making the small groups, and the members, those who are in that group, they were giving the training for the use the arms. We can see the members were the revolutionaries were the Bhagat Singh and the Chandrasekhar Azad and the Khudiram Bose. They are the some members we can see. They are the revolutionaries. And next we can see the Gandhiji in freedom movement. The Gandhiji came to freedom movement. And with the involvement of Gandhiji, Mahatma Gandhi in freedom movement, the international congress got an amazing strength. So when Gandhiji involved in the freedom movement, what happened? The international congress it is got more strength because of coming of Gandhiji. And he taught the Indians to fight the British using satyagraha and non-violence. And when the Gandhiji came, he was teaching the people the satyagraha and the non-violence. And he was teaching the Indian people to fight, how we have to fight. The Indian people have to fight against the British using the satyagraha and the non-violence. And we can see the Gandhiji returned to India from South Africa in 1915 and led the freedom struggle for the next 30 years. The Gandhiji came from South Africa in 1915. After that, for 30 years, for the next 30 years he was struggling to get the freedom to India. And in South Africa, Gandhiji fought against apartheid using the non-violence and the satyagraha. And the previous classes we were discussed about the Gandhiji was learning the law in London. After that, he went to practice his law in the South Africa, and he was stopping the apartheid in South Africa. It was spread the apartheid, so he was trying to stop the apartheid in South Africa. And after how he was started to stop the through the non-violence and the satyagraha. After that, he came to India, and after coming India, he taught the strength and breadth of the country and saw the condition of the people. And when Gandhiji came after from South Africa, Gandhiji came to India, he saw that the condition of the Indian people. And under Gandhiji, millions of people from different sections of the society joined the freedom movement. So under the Gandhiji was there, and to him many millions of people, the many people, they also joined that different from the different society, the different sections of the society, the people they also came to join to the freedom movement, and the peasant and other poor people also joined this movement. So some poor people also they joined to this movement with Gandhiji. And Gandhiji also worked against the caste system and tried to stop the practice of untouchability. And we know in that time the caste system was flourished that time, the low caste and the high caste and all. But the Gandhiji also was trying to stop the untouchability and the caste system. Next we can see the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. The massacre means that many people they died. So the Jallianwala Bagh incident was the most heinous steps taken by the British. So the Jallianwala Bagh, that is the incident that was taken place by the British people. It was very hateful one. And on 13 April 1990, you can see that Jallianwala Bagh massacre was taken place in 1990, April 13, and many Indian assembled or many Indian people they came together for a peaceful and the unarmed political meeting to protest against the Rowlatt Act at the Jallianwala, a walled garden in Amritsar. So the Indian people they came together to be a peaceful and the unarmed political meeting. Then they came to protest against the Rowlatt Act in the Jallianwala Bagh. It was in a walled garden in the Amritsar. So the Indian people they came because of to make the meeting with the peaceful movement and the unarmed political meeting. Then when they came there, the General Dyer and his men fired bullets on the unarmed gathering, killing several innocent men and women. So the General Dyer, the British people, they came and they fired the bullets on the Indian people. They came with the unarmed gathering. Then they fired them and they killed many innocent people. And this brutal incident shocked the world. So it was shocked the world, and many people they died in the Jallianwala Bagh time, or in that incident. Many people they died. And next we can see the Khilafat movement. The Khilafat movement. The Khilafat movement was started by the Muslim leaders against the British government after the First World War. After the First World War, the Muslim people, they started the Khilafat movement against the British leaders. And the British tried to gain support from the Muslims by promising them that the powers of the Sultan of Turkey would not be taken away even after the war. Then the British people, they promised that to the Muslim leaders that after the war they won't take the Sultan of Turkey, they would not take place. So, but the British did not keep their promise, and before the war they promised to the Muslim people that they won't take back the Sultan of Turkey. But after that they did not keep their promise, and this angered the Muslims, and they started the movement in India too. There were the protests. So after that, before they promised that they will give the Sultan of Turkey, they will give to the Muslim leaders, but after they did not give and they did not keep up the promise, then the Muslim people they got very angry and they started this movement that is known as the Khilafat movement. And next we can see the non-cooperation movement. The non-cooperation non-cooperation movement was started by whom? By Gandhiji. The Gandhiji started the non-cooperation movement against the British in 1921. The Gandhiji started the non-cooperation movement against whom? Against the British people in 1921. And Gandhiji asked the people of India not to cooperate with the British government. And Gandhiji started this movement, and Gandhiji told, or he asked the Indian people to not to cooperate with the British government. And people left their jobs and colleges and homes and joined the struggle and refused to cooperate with the government. So the people, the Indian people, they left everything and they joined this struggle, and they were not cooperating with the government, and soon the jails were filled with the prisoners. So they are not cooperating with the government, so they made the people to, they kept in the prison. And however their protest grew violence, and on one such occasion an angry mob burned down the police station at Chauri Chaura. So the angry moment they came, and they burned that police station in Chauri Chaura. And this incident had Gandhiji as he wanted to attain freedom to the non-violence. So this incident, what it has taken place in that time, it had the Gandhiji, and Gandhiji was making, or he wanted to attain the freedom through non-violence. So he withdrew the movement. So this movement was started. So because of that, the non-cooperation movements also it is known.